Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, posing the question to you guys, who should be the starting quarterback this Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams? It's essentially for the playoff spot. Should it be Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance? Very interesting question. I'm here to hopefully answer this question. I don't know. I'm not the GM of this team. I'm not the coach of this team, so I don't get to decide who picks the quarterback, who gets to start. But you know what? This is what I guess I would do if I was ever a coach for a team in this situation. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. Nothing too crazy for me. Hope you guys did enjoy the win yesterday against the Houston Texans. I know some of you guys would be like, "Oh, it's the Houston Texans. They're 4-12 now." But hey, they were on a nice little streak. They did beat the Tennessee Titans, their division rival. They did beat the Chargers last week, blew them out actually, and they were a little bit hot in this game, but the 49ers were able to pull through in the second half and be dominant like they're supposed to be usually. They're going to be a tough week against the Rams. I know we have a good history against them. Everybody talks about how we never beat the Seattle Seahawks. We always beat the Rams for whatever reason. I always thought the Rams were a better team than the Seahawks from top to bottom roster-wise, but Kyle Shanahan just has Sean McVay's number for whatever reason, and maybe the quarterback that they picked this week might have a interesting turn of events, I would say. So I'm excited to talk about this. I hope you guys are excited to discuss this in the comments below, and I should be getting very different answers on who to start this week. Just for this week, we all know Trey Lance is the answer for 2022, but I'm talking about for this game, for a clinching playoff scenario spot right here. This is a very hard question, I would say, to answer because you can make both cases for Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance to start this week against the Rams, and I'm going to be going over that right here, right now. So let's make a case for our old man, Jimmy Garoppolo. I know he feels old now, but since we have a rookie quarterback now, he's been in the league for a while now. He's been with us since 2017, near the end of that season. But Jimmy G, you can make a case for him to start this game against the Rams is because he has a very good history against the Rams. I mean, I think he's about 4-0, 5-0 against them ever since he's been with the 49ers. They've actually owned them for the most part. They did have that close game in 2019 on Christmas Day, and then he had that nice third and 16 passes, one to Kendrick Bourne, one to Emmanuel Sanders, and then from there on, it just absolutely dominated the Rams for whatever reason. And, when you have that kind of history like that, that's a good thing to go with if you're a Kyle Shanahan and company. And Jimmy, we all know what he is as a quarterback. He could be great. He could do awesome things. I know the receivers, they do love Jimmy Garoppolo, but, I think the biggest concern is definitely his thumb right now. It's not 100%, but Kyle Shanahan did stay in the press conference. I know me watching press conferences, I don't really watch him that much, but wanted to hear what he had to say about the quarterback situation. He said Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have to be 100%, so I think he's more inclined to have Jimmy back for this week against the Rams in particular, especially for a clinching playoff scenario like this. I mean, this is the only way to do it. Just win and you're in. Don't rely on the Saints to lose. Just win it and you'll be in it for the playoffs. And Jimmy Garoppolo might give them the best chance right now to make it to the playoffs this year. If you look at that standpoint, Jimmy, he would be a perfect starter for this matchup against the Rams. And now let's make a case for Trey Lance on why he could be the starter this week. Great game against the Houston Texans, has a lot of upside. I think we saw that in this performance. I mean, he was making passes that Jimmy would ever dream of making, like those deep passes. It was nice and fluid for the most part. He did have that interception. That was kind of his fault. But for the most part, he played really well. I think some people are very critical of him for, not having, an A++ performance. But what do you expect for a guy that's making it only his second start in the NFL and didn't play college football in 2020? He did pretty well, in my opinion. And some people would argue, yes, it's against the Houston Texans, but remember, they were hot and they were playing to spoil people, whatever. They had nothing to lose, so when you're a team with nothing to lose, then you're the most dangerous team, so you got to be worried about that. But they were able to take care of business. Trey Lance was able to take care of business, and he currently has the hot hand right now. What do? Do you go with the established guy in Jimmy, or do you go with the hot hand in Trey Lance? Very interesting proposal right there. If you're looking at Trey Lance in the future, if you give him this start against the Rams, could be an awesome experience for him in terms of what a playoff game feels like. This is going to be a fast-moving, physical football game. It's usually is with the LA Rams, but the 49ers offensive line has been able to be dominant over Aaron Donald and company. And Jalen Ramsey, Tyler Rapp, I mean, what was that about last week against the Ravens when he punched him? Whatever that was. I can talk about that tomorrow in the prediction video. So if you give him this kind of big game experience, this could be a very good thing. Whether we win or lose, preferably win, but to have that kind of experience under your belt, that's a very good thing for him if he does start in this matchup. So if you're Kyle Shanahan, you could look into that kind of way right there. I'm pretty sure the people, in the locker room, they love Jimmy, they love Trey. I don't know who they want to go with, but Jimmy is a locker room leader. A lot of people love him from what I heard, from all accounts. Anybody publicly, from George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, the receivers, the running backs, offensive line, they love Jimmy Garoppolo, so I would not be opposed at all to starting Jimmy G, but he has to be as healthy as he can, and that's pretty much what's going to end his career in San Francisco, unfortunately, is his injuries, right? I mean, wow. Big concerns coming into San Francisco with injuries, and he's leaving with concerns with injuries, unfortunately. So, if you're asking a question to me personally, who should start this game on Sunday? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know if I can really answer this question. I mean, I made both cases for both quarterbacks to start this game, but if I was leaning to someone in particular, I mean, there's going to be a lot of caveats of my answer. I mean, if Jimmy Garoppolo is as 100% you can get, then yes, you could go back to him. But, for me personally, if I'm going with my gut feeling, if I'm just having an epiphany, I might start Trey Lance, to be honest with you, because you have to go with the future. The future is here right now, and I want to see Jimmy succeed. I want him to be the guy, but the health issues, man, it's not helping his case at all. And if he was able to stay healthy after the Titans game, then yes, he would have played yesterday against the Texans. He would be playing this week against the Rams. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And you know what? That's why they drafted Trey Lance in the first place, is because of his health. And Jimmy cannot stay healthy at all for whatever reason. Talented quarterback, can make all the right throws and been able to make good decisions, but just the ability not to be available, that's really going to hurt him. And I don't know if Kyle Shanahan's going to be inclined to that, but you never know. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's not going to name a starter until probably Sunday, to be honest with you, just to keep the Rams guessing on who's going to be starting quarterback. But if I was going with a very gut feeling, maybe Trey Lance. Some of you guys think I'm no football guy. I mean, I really am no football guy, because if I was a football guy, then I'd be a general manager somewhere in the NFL or an executive. This is just for fun. Whatever my decision is, it's not going to affect Kyle Shanahan, what he has to think on who's going to be the starting quarterback. Whatever we say, it doesn't matter to him. But, it's always nice to speculate on who is going to start this game. But, I think the way it's looking, I think Trey Lance should be the starter. He played really well enough against Houston to warrant another start against a daunting Rams defense. I think we all know what their defense stands for. But for the most part, the 49ers have had success against the Rams. Even with Nick Mullins, I mean, for crying out loud, in 2020, Mullins was a starter, and we were beat up on that whole team, but Deebo Samuel just ran all over them. And I could see a similar case right here. George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, a better Brandon Ayuk than he was earlier in the season. Elijah Mitchell coming back, the offensive line being on top. Everybody in the defensive front except the secondary. I mean, all these guys, they show up against the Rams big time, and whoever the quarterback is, it might not matter too much in this case, because that's just how good the 49ers are against the Rams. I don't want to be too cocky or anything like that, but I mean, they've had success against them with the same formula they've been using, running the ball effectively, playing very good defense, making Stafford or Jared Goff make mistakes. They've been able to have a lot of success there. So, I love to see Jimmy Garoppolo play. I'm used to him playing and being successful for the most part, but I wouldn't mind seeing Trey Lance at all start this game and see what he could do in a playoff setting and give him some good experience right there, because sometimes, the best experience is the one with the most pressurous one, which is the playoff game feel right here. So, yep, that's pretty much it, you guys. I don't know if I really answered this question too much, but I think I'm going to keep it open-ended for you guys a little bit. Maybe for me, if you're looking for my honest opinion, I really don't know, to be honest with you, on who to start. Very tough question. I'm going to leave it to you guys to see what you guys have to say, and I can look back probably tomorrow or another week when I see who you guys picked as the starting quarterback for the 49ers this week. So, yep, that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments below, and I hope to catch you guys up tomorrow on Tuesday when I predict this game against the Los Angeles Rams, last game of the regular season. Bye, guys. Love y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.